She's just like, ah! Hey guys, it's Gigi here from Horses for Heaven. I hope you're doing well. If you're watching this video, you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, why did she stop riding her horse? And that is an excellent question, which I promise will be answered by the end of this video. This one's gonna be more of a story time video, so if you want to grab a cup of tea or coffee if that's your thing, let's get into it. Once upon a time, but no, seriously, when I first got Dancer, she was very green. She had a lot of experience with halter training and everything on the ground. The people who previously owned her did an excellent job with that, but she just never had been ridden, and we had never trained a horse to be saddled. It was a huge learning curve for us, but thankfully we had some excellent people working with us, and Dancer was a dream. She did everything right. She was excellent. The first part of her training went very well. But last year, I started jumping her more. We were taking her to her barn for some haul-in lessons. It got to the point where when I was riding her, every time I took her to a lesson, she just would not calm down. She was like running around, just being crazy. She was running through my hand. She didn't listen to my leg. She was just, her head was in the air. It zoned off somewhere else. She was crazy. And it was just not working for us. So we ended up taking her to a very good local trainer, and he did an excellent job with her. She definitely has some emotional issues where whenever she's upset or she's angry, like, she lets you know, and she doesn't know how to control it. She's just like, ah! So obviously that was not going to work for us, but he worked with her on that, and she is doing a lot better now. She's still got some times where she's just like, no, I don't want to do it, or like, I'm so scared, which happens to us frequently, but we're working on it, and I have some ways to get her mind off of whatever she's like obsessing over, and we are working on some groundwork at the moment to help fix that problem. However, that is not the main reason why I stopped riding her. When I first got her, I knew that her saddle didn't fit her perfectly, but you know, she was a young horse, she was constantly changing, so we decided to just use a correctional pad. It didn't fit perfectly, but it was okay for us, and you know, I rode her like that for a while, but over this past year she has definitely changed a lot. Her ribs have sprung out way bigger, and her withers have completely changed. Just her whole body is much different than it was a year ago, and what was working for us then is not working for us now. After I started addressing the emotional and training issues that she had, we continued to try to work through them, but I just realized that there was something else. I would ride her, I would try to get her to focus on me and to lift over her back, which she loves to do. When I can get her to focus and be calm, she loves to bring up her back into a nice, beautiful frame. She is beautiful when she's moving correctly, and she loves it. But I could tell she just didn't want to do it for me. She didn't want to do it in trot, she didn't want to stay, and she didn't even want to go into canter. I would ask her for canter, her head would always like fly up, and then it would come back down, it would fly up, and she wasn't comfortable. And whenever we would jump, especially after we went up to the jump or landed, I think that the saddle was really like pushing into her then, so she got really upset and anxious with any kind of jumping or poles, and I just realized that this is not helping her training, and it was uncomfortable for her. Once I realized how bad it had gotten, after much consideration, I came to the conclusion that it was best for me to stop riding. Now, it was a very hard decision, one that was not made lightly, but I just wanted to make sure that she was going to be as comfortable and happy in her training, and that just wasn't happening for her. And it wasn't happening for me either. I train my horses in a way that, or at least I try to, in a way that I can build a lasting relationship with them and make sure that they are as happy and comfortable as possible. And if that's not happening, then I'm not training the way I want to. So I decided to stop riding her, but it doesn't mean she's not gonna be trained. We're still working on the ground. I've got some exercises to help her with the emotional issues we were working through, and also to build up some strength so she's stronger and more confident in her training. So when we get back on, we can come back stronger than ever. If you want to see our new training plan, you can check it out. It's a really fun video. But yeah, that is why I stopped riding my horse. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and you have a nice rest of your day. God bless.